What's going on, guys? It's Kyle. In today's video, we're going to be covering a wide variety of topics. I'm going to make this video a little bit different because I just want to cover everything that's pretty much been going on in the market. We're going to cover some of these Wall Street bets plays, the outcome of these plays that a lot of people are entering. We're going to cover some hot stocks that I really like, some SPAC mergers. I'm going to give you guys some time frames on these mergers so you can place your calls accordingly, or get out of the calls that you're in right now in case they don't have enough time frame. And we'll also talk about NIO, what the analysts' price predictions are on NIO right now. Once again, I want to say congratulations to everyone that signed up for the Patreon. The link is in the description. We are doing very solid inside of the Patreon. The market has been pretty rocky right now. Most importantly, we don't want to be losing money right now. We want to be patient, and that's what we've been doing, guys. Patience is going to win the race. It's all about being slow and steady. Nice, solid gains, a nice, solid uptrend. That's what I teach. Make sure we're entering the right companies. We're not entering none of these FOMO plays or these YOLO bets. I mean, it's just high risk. I have no intentions of losing money over time, guys. I'm trying to get to that $1 million. That's what I'm teaching inside of my Patreon, and that's what it's all about. Being patient and make sure you're buying the right stocks. And only if you feel this video gives you a better insight on, some of the hot stocks, some of the stocks to avoid, things that are going on in different sectors. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be keeping you updated daily with all the growth stocks and spec plays. There's going to be a lot of great information coming out, and you don't want to miss it. Let's get into the video. Guys, once again, I told you I'm going to be keeping you updated daily on the portfolios just to show you guys I'm entering very solid companies, even on a very rocky today. And some of these higher growth plays. As you can see, I finished the day out 0.8%, guys. That's amazing compared to what happened to some of these Wall Street bets plays, which we will take a look at for, the billions and billions of volume that some of these stocks are experiencing. And a lot of people will make money, but a lot of people will lose money on those plays. I want you guys to see that we're entering amazing companies that are very sturdy, very solid, and are most importantly making a lot of money. That's the biggest thing I like to look for, is companies that are making a lot of money. And I've also decided I'm not going to be putting any more money into this portfolio. I will not be adding any money. I'm going to work with what I got. I'm going to try and build this one up, by the end of the year to 250,000 plus. And when I tell you I'm in some rocket fuel freaking options, I'm in some rocket fuel freaking options. You guys can see right here, I'm entering NIO 2023 calls, super crazy safe calls. These Marvel 2022 calls are just starting to heat up. This is a 5G play. And my BFTs that I'm going all in on, guys, I got October calls for when BFT starts cooking up. We're going to talk about this one a little bit. Since it's blowing up, and IPOF is one of my high risk plays, of course, because we don't have a merger target yet, but I do believe in Chamath and what he's been doing, so I'm still holding these. So guys, we're in a ton of different plays right now. A lot of plays are beginning to boil up. One of the ones starting to cook up is the Open Door. I'm up 5,000 on this one right now. There's no telling how high Open Door can go, but I do have a lot of belief in this company over the next couple of months. I think the company is extremely undervalued compared to their other real estate competitors right now. So that one's cooking up as well. Nano Dimensions. I mean, the list goes on, guys. We're doing very solid right now overall. All right, guys. We're going to be looking at Tilray right now. As you can see, the company fell 49% in one day. That's a very, very high-risk play, guys. And, a lot of people did enter this on the Wall Street bets. This is what happens when you get into that day trading. You got about one day to make a decision to get in and to get out. I mean, a lot of people like to do this type of stuff, but I'm not risking big capital, like $1,000, couple $1,000 for these types of plays. It's just too much stress on your body. You don't really want to worry about this type of stuff. As you can see, the entire weed sector pretty much crashed. I mean, 33%, 22%, 21%, 21%. The list goes on. Sndl growth is another one that, dropped pretty hard today. And if we take a look at bar charts and we look at the volume on these companies, and if we look at the volume on Sndl and Tilray, I mean, these are 2 billion and 200 million in volume. This is ridiculous number of stocks getting traded. And as you can see, there's other weed companies, Organigram. So guys, the 2 billion in volume is higher than the AMC and GameStop, pretty much combined. I've never seen volume this high. Just know there's a lot of day traders out there, pumping up. Sndl might have been a good trade if you were in on it, at $1 or under $1 in the penny range. You want to make sure you're doing a little bit of due diligence on these companies. They have their financial results right here. And I have highlighted, there was a net loss of $71 million in the third quarter. Guys, that's a massive loss for a wheat company. I mean, they're not selling a lot of product from what it seems like. Close to $100 million in losses. This company has been, getting a lot of bad headlines. And as you can see, these are the ones that, Wallstreetsbets goes for, is the companies that are, failing, companies that aren't doing well. So you got to be very cautious. There's always a time frame of getting out of these companies, usually a day or two. You just don't want to be holding the bag. And I do not teach this inside of my Patreon. I tell people if they want to go inside of these plays, go with like 3% of your income max, 3%, go YOLO. This is definitely stuff I do not teach inside of my Patreon. Also, an article that just came out yesterday on the NIO stock. NIO is poised for further expansion. Analysts say buy. We're going to take a look at what they said real quick. In our view, said Deutsche Bank analyst Edison Yu. This lays the groundwork for capacity expansion to help NIO reach its 300,000 longer-term volume target of nearly 3x current capacity. I believe this is for next year. Details were not provided on financing sources, but we suspect there will be large support in the form of bank credit lines or arrangements similar in nature. So guys, 300,000 vehicles expected next year is a massive increase on vehicle production. They're averaging right around 84,000 right now. We have three huge analysts right here, Deutsche Bank, Morgan Stanley, and Nomura. They are quoting a price target on NIO right now at $65. And guys, this is fair value compared to their numbers. And they're going with, 70, 80, and 80. And the high is 80. So I'm thinking right now an average price target of around 70. But you have to understand, we're undervalued right now, hovering around 60. And also, we have earnings coming up, which could catapult this company, because we know that earnings are going to be amazing from the numbers that they hit the past 3 months. I expect, price targets to get over $80, the beginning of March. So I do expect us to hit that $80 plus range. I just wanted to give you guys a little highlights on what the analysts are saying right now. So any call option beginning with NIO in the $60 to $70 range is very solid. I expect them to definitely hit 80 plus once earnings are announced. Two companies we're going to be going over today with merger timeframes, as you saw in my thumbnail. I'm not going to go over what these companies are because I've gone over it multiple times. You can take a look at my YouTube channel. There's multiple videos on BFT and Apxt. I go into complete analysis on both of those stocks. But what a lot of people are asking me about is merger timeframes, and are my call options good or not? Do I have enough time for my call options to kick in and make some money? We're going to go over that right now. I did a little bit of due diligence for you guys on 5 of the bigger mergers, just to show you guys what kind of time frame these mergers are doing right now. I have ChargePoint, which was announced September 24th. Merger voting was going through today. So that put them at 147 days since the announcement. And you have to realize this was one that got delayed a couple of times, it seems like. And then we have Skills, 107 days from announcement. QuantumScape, 84 days. Open Door, 93 days. And Clover Health, 92 days. Guys, I got this from when it broke, SPAC Insider announcement, when the merger was announced, and then the voting close of when the ticker symbol changed. So as you can see, besides ChargePoint, these are all hovering under 107 days. And I did recommend to a lot of people to buy April calls for BFT and Apxt, which I am still holding for both because I plan on trying to get some free shares exercising. We're going to take a look at those two companies from when they made announcements to see if we're in the same ballpark as these 5 other bigger name SPAC mergers. So guys, Apxt 8 was announced on November 23rd. The April 16th calls that I recommended would put them at 143 days. As you can see, this is more time frame on 4 of the other SPAC mergers and almost at the same time frame as SBE, which got delayed. So as you can see, the April 16th calls look to be very solid compared to 5 other SPAC mergers, more time than 80% of them. Also, BFT was announced on December 7th. This would give the April 16th calls 130 days, which is also higher than FEAC, KCAC, IPOB, and IPOC. It's higher than those four as well. Very close to SBE, just about a 2-week difference. So as you can see, if there's no delays, these will both merge prior to May, guys. These might merge March, April. That's what it's looking like right now. So it just depends if they keep a steady pace, no merger delays. But as you can see, SBE is one of the only ones that had a big delay. Everything else is finishing nearly 100 days or less. So take a look one more time. April 16th calls, APXT, 143 days. BFT pays safe, 130 days. So this is just to give you guys a little understanding. Also, the CEO of APXT announced, a little bit of their revenue a couple of weeks ago and the road to the S4 filing. So as you can see, he's getting a lot of questions that he posted from Twitter. Been waiting a long time. Could you give a hint of the merger? He can't because of legal obligations. And it says right here, the transaction is expected to close at the end of Q1 2021, which would at latest be March 31st. But he did put or the beginning of Q2 2021, which is pretty much April in case there is a delay, etc. But I don't believe there's going to be a delay. I think he's just putting that out there, worst case scenario. And as you can see, those April 16th calls, even if it gets kicked at the beginning, should have time frame to, hit and make some good money. And you have to realize the stock is not going to just get announced the day it merges. These get announced, like the merger date happens 2 months before it even happens, guys. So stay calm on your April calls. These are going to break out a merger date. Even if BFT is May, let's say, and APXT is May, the stock still has to run up if it's in March. It has to run up to get to the merger. It's not just going to stay stagnant. When people hear that news, those calls are still going to be worth money. And in my opinion, I'm looking at those calls to exercise, half of them to get my shares for the long term. So you guys need to realize my personal opinion. I think APXT and BFT will be completed prior to May, okay? That's just my opinion. So guys, as you can see, this video was a little bit different. I just wanted to go over things to look out for in the market. I didn't really go into depth with the companies. I just wanted you guys to see, the type of hype and FOMO some of these plays are getting from Wallstreetbets. And I want people, that are rolling with me to avoid these because these are very high-risk plays. And also you can see there's some great details about the NEO stock. Analysts are saying, some bullish price targets, $80 plus. And also some merger timeframes, how these other mergers are working. As you can see, these are all getting completed right around 130 days or less. So yes, your APXT and BFT calls for April should still have great time frame to kick in and make some good money once the mergers get announced. Guys, I promise you, as you can see in my portfolio, I'm picking some very solid companies. Less than a 1% loss today on a highly volatile day. This is what I do inside of my Patreon. I put you in good companies to make great money long-term, companies that are very profitable and making great money, increasing their revenues year after year. And only if you feel this video gave you a better insight on the stock market, the direction the market's headed, and companies to look out for. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be keeping you updated daily on all the growth stocks and spec plays. There's going to be a lot of great information coming out and you don't want to miss it. This is Big Money Mindset. I'm Kyle. You have a great day.